let's be real. We've all been there. You're stuck dealing with someone who just seems, well, determined to be difficult. But what if I told you there's a better way? In this explainer, we're going to break down a whole new game plan, one that's grounded in emotional intelligence, to help you handle these tricky situations without losing your cool.
You know that feeling, right? We are trying so hard to be reasonable, to just get your point across, but it feels like you're talking to a brick wall. It's so frustrating, totally draining, and honestly, it can feel completely hopeless.
Maybe for you, it's that person who finds fault in literally everything you do. Or maybe it's the one whose complaining just never, ever stops. They seem to have a sixth sense for knowing exactly what buttons to push to test your patience and get under your skin. It can feel absolutely relentless.
And that's exactly what these situations are, most of the time. Unwinnable arguments. See, if you play by the usual rules, trying to fight back or win them over with pure logic, you've pretty much already lost before you've even started.
Here's the thing. It's not just you. People with high emotional intelligence run into these exact same individuals. The big difference isn't that they magically avoid them, it's that they have a playbook, a totally different strategy for how to handle them.
So, if we're going to build that playbook, we first have to get to the why. We have to look right past that difficult behavior and figure out what's really driving it. And here it is. This is probably the single most important shift in perspective you can possibly make. So just let that sink in for a second. It is almost never about you. Psychologists actually have a name for this. They call it cognitive reframing. It's about changing the way you look at a situation to completely change how you feel about it.
You see, emotionally intelligent people get that this behavior is just a symptom, not the actual disease. It's basically an external flare-up of some internal battle they're fighting. They could be feeling stressed out, insecure, totally unheard, or powerless, and this is just how it's all coming out. Now, this is where it's really interesting when you break it down. That person who's always criticizing everyone, well, they might be hiding some really deep self-doubt about their own skills. The one who gets angry over tiny things, they could be carrying around a ton of frustration from a totally different part of their life. Suddenly, it reframes everything, doesn't it?
Okay, so take a second, pause, and really think about someone in your own life. When you look at their behavior through this new lens, does it kind of change your perception? Is it possible their actions are being driven by something happening inside them?
All right, so with that new perspective locked in, let's start building your toolkit. And these aren't just little tricks. These are powerful, practical strategies to protect your own energy and, most importantly, your peace of mind.
We're going to focus on 3 core steps. First, keeping your own composure. That's non-negotiable. Second, drawing a clear line in the sand, setting your boundaries. And third, knowing when to listen and, just as crucially, when to just walk away.
Okay, step 1, staying calm. Just look at the power dynamic here. When you react emotionally, you are literally handing them the keys to the car. You let them control the situation, and boom, the conflict blows up. There's this thing called emotional contagion. Their negativity literally infects you. But when you pause and respond calmly, you stay in the driver's seat. You break that cycle, you de-escalate the whole thing, and you take back control.
Step 2 is all about setting boundaries. Now, this isn't about getting aggressive. It's about being crystal clear. A simple phrase, just like this one, is incredibly powerful. Think of it like putting up a psychological fence. It's a firm line that protects your well-being without starting another argument. You're just stating your terms for the conversation.
And now for step 3, listen. But you have to listen differently. Don't just hear the angry, critical words on the surface. Try to hear the emotion that's hiding underneath them. So often, just acknowledging that feeling, saying something as simple as, "I can tell this is really frustrating for you," can completely shift the energy. They finally feel heard, and you can feel the tension just drop.
Because when it comes right down to it, all of these tools, everything we're talking about, serves one primary mission: protecting your own inner peace. Emotionally intelligent people are constantly asking themselves this very question. It's like the ultimate filter. Before you even jump in, before you get sucked into the drama, you have to ask yourself, is the cost to my mental health worth it? And you know what? Most of the time, the answer is a hard no.
And this is so important. Choosing to step away, to just walk away from the argument, is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of incredible strength and self-respect. It means you value your own peace more than you value the need to be right. Look, if you only take one single thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. You cannot control what other people do. You just can't. You will never be able to. But you, and only you, have 100% control over how you choose to respond. That, right there, is where all your power lies.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. Let's put all these pieces together into one final super clear takeaway.
So here's your game plan in a nutshell. Stay calm to stay in control. Set those firm boundaries to guard your energy. Listen carefully for the real emotion hiding behind all the noise. Choose your battles wisely. And above all else, make protecting your inner peace your #1 job.
And that is the fundamental shift. You have to stop trying to fix them or change them. That is a game you will never win. The real victory, the real win, comes from mastering your own emotions, your own boundaries, and your own responses.
So the next time you find yourself in one of these draining situations, I want you to remember this one simple question, because the answer puts all the power right back where it's always belonged, with you.